Hi guys, welcome to tickbacktime. Today I have a very special watch to show you guys. This is the SPB199J1 Seiko Alpinist. This is sort of a very special watch in the sense that the colors are amazing, but there's of course one inherent problem with this watch, which I think a lot of you may know about. But it does have that very nice sort of glacier blue dial, so you know, on the forums they do dub this the mountain glacier alpinist. So this is a limited edition watch, and I wanted to show you guys a quick unboxing of the watch before we get into what it is and how it looks like. So it comes in this very sort of different and unique Seiko packaging box. It's very different from the usual boxes that you see from Seiko watches, and of course this is the main box over here. Your paperwork comes in this cardboard box. I guess you have the sort of instruction manual. You have also another booklet. I think this is also one of the guarantee and warranty cards. So we put this one side, and let's look at the main box. So this is a limited edition watch, and therefore it comes in a limited edition box. So as you can see, the Prospex logo, limited edition 2020. Over here you will have your watch as well as another strap. So let me just get this out of the box, and here you can see this is on the sort of deployant clasp that Seiko ships this limited edition watch with. It does come with another strap which also has the deployant clasps. So I think that's a very good move by Seiko, because at least you don't have to you know, change the clasps over to the new strap whenever you want to switch it around. I've not used this watch on this strap, so this strap is pretty much unused. And let me just quickly sort of size this up. It's pretty easy to do. So all you do is you open the deployant, and there's using the same buttons you press here, and you're able to slide in the clasp to the desired hole. So I can't remember, but I guess this is probably the hole that I use, and let me just see whether that's correct. Okay, so that's a little bit too tight. So all you have to do is you press this again, lift it up, and then you push it over to a looser hole. Alright, so I think this is probably the hole that I've been using. So I've not used this watch on this strap for long, so that's the reason why I'm not so sure which hole fits my wrist. But I just wanted to show you guys what comes in the box and what this watch ships with. So here you have it. This is the Seiko SPB199J1. So let me just sort of wind this up so that the movement starts moving, and let me get it to the very common 10 past 10 to sort of display everything that the dial comes with, and you guys can see what it looks like. So it has a very nice sort of glacier blue, as the internet calls it. This is, I think I really like the shade of blue they use. It is not a very bright blue or in-your-face blue, but it's a very subtle blue, and it does appear gray under certain lighting. So right now I have a little bit of natural light to my left, and to my right I have my room lights, which is sort of a warm white color. As you can see, the difference in the way the dial shines when you put it under different lighting. So very nice. This is of course an Alpinist model, and in terms of specifications, what we have here is we have a 39.5mm case diameter with a 46.4mm lug to lug and a thickness of 13.2mm. I think this includes the Cyclops over here, so don't worry too much about the thickness. And also this has the 6R35 movement inside, as you can see from the display case back over here. So the 6R35 movement has a 70 hours of power reserve with an accuracy rating of -15 to +25 seconds per day. Of course, that's a very wide range, and I think that you know, you should expect to get in the single digits when you purchase sort of these Seiko watches. Most of my watches that came with the 6R movement all fell within a -10 to +10 second per day range. So I don't see why you should get any worse than that. right? So it also has 100 meters of water resistance, and which is fitting enough for a field watch like this. It has a screw down crown. So as you can see, you have to screw down the crown. The crown is unsigned, and this also has an internal rotating bezel. So this internal rotating bezel is also unsigned. And for my sort of this example over here, it lines up pretty much perfectly. So if you look at the north and you look at the south, you can see that it lines up. I think one common problem with the Alpinist line is that a lot of the inner rotating bezels do not line up. If your north is exactly at where the marker is, the south is a little bit off, and vice versa. So this is something to do with Seiko's very infamous QC. But this particular piece that I have here, this is quite a good example. I don't see any sort of movement issues. I don't see any sort of aesthetic and finishing issues as well. So in the beginning of the video, I spoke about why I feel that this watch is special, and yet there is a problem with this, is because this watch was released as a limited edition watch. So let me show you guys the case back. And the case back, I think you can probably see that it is a limited edition out of 2,020 pieces. My example is 1,749. So that is my serial number within the limited edition of 2,020 pieces. However, just a few months after this watch was released, Seiko released the SPB197J1 on a bracelet. So, and from what my research brought me, it was even cheaper than this limited edition model. So that really sort of diluted the fact that this is a limited edition watch, because everything else was exactly the same, except that instead of these two straps, instead of this limited edition box, what you got was a bracelet. So how do I feel about that? I think that if you were to make something limited edition, you should really respect what that means, and not really, release a new model name but with exactly the same watch and then call that the non-limited edition normal production run model, when it's exactly the same watch other than the bracelet and the straps. And as we all know, as watch enthusiasts, bracelets and straps, they can be changed out. So it's not a, it's not part of their watch in per se, unless of course you're getting an integrated watch, integrated bracelet watch. So I think that is really a bad move on Seiko's part. But that aside, this is of course a very lovely watch, and I think that if you are a collector and you bother about collecting limited editions, this is a pretty wholesome package. And like I mentioned, I'm very glad they also have another deployant clasp for the second strap that they give us when you purchase this watch. So in terms of the wearing experience, as I said, I seldom wear this watch on this strap, but this is also a very lovely strap that pairs with this watch. I think the green does go well, even though it's not really a matching color to the dial. But it does make for a very, very sort of nice wear and very comfortable wear with leather. I have a 6.75 to 7-inch wrist, depending on the weather, depending on the time of day, and this really wears quite well. And I think you guys can notice that the tail of the strap comes out on the 6 o'clock area. This is the way the Japanese do it, and the reason why is because when you have this watch on this deployant, when you close it up like this, you can see the way the sort of the blades curve. So if you were to have it the other way around, what will happen is that this blade will be at a very weird angle. So that's the reason why the deployant clasp is sort of resulting in the tail coming down the bottom instead of coming up the other side where we are most used to. So let me get this on wrist again. This is a very lovely watch. I really don't agree with the limited edition sort of way Seiko does things. I think that is really silly and really not something that should be encouraged in this industry. That's really a huge problem with Seiko and Grand Seiko. They have limited editions, every other day, every other week, and that's not just the problem with this watch. The problem is that they released another watch that is non-limited in theory, but it contains the same dial and same sort of watch head as this very watch. I have another Seiko Alpinist, and let me just show you guys. So I want to talk about the size difference between the two Alpinists that I have. So this watch was my very first mechanical watch, my very first automatic watch. And I wouldn't say I love this watch, but it is really a keeper for me because it really holds a lot of memories, and I will never sell this watch. So when we're talking about the bracelet that the SPB197 comes on instead of the two straps that this SPB199 comes on, I pretty much can say that the bracelet of that so-called model would be identical to the one that I had on this watch. And honestly, the bracelet is pretty junk if you ask me. It doesn't feel good. It has only 2 points of micro adjust. So I don't think that the bracelet of the Alpinist models are really sort of always the way to go, I would say, in terms of, you know, the philosophy of buying a watch. Always buy on the bracelet, because I think the bracelets that Seiko ships these with really does not do the watch justice, and the Alpinist, in my opinion, always looks best on straps. So this watch is paired with an Erica's original strap. I think this is, I can't remember the name for this colorway, but it's really nice. I think it really sort of makes this watch feel a little bit more special rather than just having a plain black dial. But I want to also point out the difference in size. So this is the SARG003, and this comes in a 42mm case with a 48.7mm lug to lug in that sense. So the difference between the sizes is pretty noticeable, even though when you compare it with this 39.5mm case, 42mm case, you can clearly see the difference. The lug to lug is also pretty significant at 2mm less for this model, 46.4mm versus 48.7mm. So I think this really wears a lot better for me in terms of my wrist size. But the Alpinist being a field watch, I don't think that you know, the slightly larger size really takes away anything because of the style of it. I think it really suits the bigger case as well as the smaller case. You can go either way. So I forgot to mention that both of these have a 20mm lug width, so very easy for straps. And like this one, it comes with two straps, so you know, you won't have an issue there. And the two straps, I think, yeah, unfortunately they are not quick release, but yeah, well, at least you don't have to change out the sort of deployant every single time you want to change the straps, right? So let me just put this on wrist as well so you guys can see the difference between the other one and this one. Okay, so this is what the older 42mm Alpinist looks like on my wrist. Let me try to get this on my right hand, which is something I seldom do, so do excuse me if I take a bit of time, but all right. So there you go. You have two different sizes, one in 42mm and one in 39.5mm. And I do think that the 39.5mm, the smaller size, fits better, but the bigger size also works well for me. And well, my final conclusions of this particular watch, because the review is really about this, the SPB199J1, it is a really nice watch. I think the 6R35 movement with that 70-hour power reserve would mean that you can wear it through the weekend, and you can wear it through the week and you take it out on Friday, and on Monday when you put the watch back on, it's still ticking. However, I really am very bugged by the fact that Seiko released this in a non-limited edition model. I think that really takes away from the meaning of limited edition. So let me know, guys, what you think about this whole controversy with this watch. I know I'm pretty late to the game, but the reason why is because I got this in a trade, and I traded my SBDC101 for this model. That's also known as the SPB143 for the international variant. So let me know if I made a good choice in trading that SPB143 or SBDC101 for this SPB199J1. Should I have kept that watch? Should I have, you know, sort of found the non-limited edition version of this model, and perhaps I could have saved a bit of money, or rather I could have got a little bit more value out of a trade? Let me know what you guys think. But on the whole, because of the way this watch looks, The controversy aside, I think it's a really gorgeous watch. I don't even mind the Cyclops. I think it really does not it does not come off as a Rolex homage, even though it has the Cyclops at 3 o'clock. And I think this is one of the more unique offerings from Seiko, and of course also from the Alpinist line. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I think this has been a really nice sort of dial configuration that Seiko has continued to support over the years, the Alpinist configuration. And let me know what you guys think about the controversy, the dial color, you know, the change in size, and all that good stuff. So thank you once again, and I'll see you on the next video.